So I'm on vacation, I'm chilling, I'm having a good time. I'm up in Long Island, New York, Teddy Roosevelt's hometown. And next thing you know, I'm looking at my phone. I don't know why I did this. I saw an article on ESPN talking about Colin Kaepernick, and it really pissed me off, and I want to talk about it right now. Hi, I'm Kyle. Welcome to my channel where we take culture, TV, and movies and we filter it right. If this is your first time here, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button and that bell icon so that you don't miss any future content. Now, like I said on my intro, I was chilling. I was with the family up in Teddy Roosevelt's stomping ground, and I pulled out my phone. I said, let's check out what's going on. I don't know why I do this. This is exactly why you keep your phone and your mobile devices away from you if you don't want to be upset on vacation. And so I check out this article on ESPN. It says, report, Kaepernick moves Nike to pull flag shoe. I'm like, say what? And so reading the article, I'm going to go through really quickly, but the long and short of it is that Nike had a shoe that would feature the original flag of the 13 colonies. It's called the Betsy Ross flag. It's in a circle. I'll put a picture up here if you guys don't know. But however, that's the flag, and somehow he shames Nike into not using that particular flag on the shoe because guess what? The United States had slavery at that point in time. Now, I don't know where to begin on this stupidity, this asinineness. The fact that Nike can even consider to go along with this is ridiculous. It's almost as if this person and people like this who take history out of context and then use that to promote their own personal agenda, to shame corporations to do as they please, to become essentially emotional terrorists so that they can, for whatever reason, make a political point. And you know what? This really is a disgusting effort. And the fact of the matter is, if you take this particular line of logic and reasoning, you can pretty much ban everything. Because what was around when slavery was around? Many things. So let's go through this article really quickly. I'm going to read it really quickly here. Here it says, Nike struck down a plan to release a shoe featuring the original version of the U.S. flag this week at the request of Colin Kaepernick, according to a report by the Wall Street Journal. The shoe, the Air Max 1 Quick Strike 4th of July, featured a logo of the original U.S. flag, the design of which by popular lore is credited to Betsy Ross, with 13 stars in a circle. The journal reports that Kaepernick told Nike it shouldn't use that version of the flag, as he and others consider it an offensive symbol due to connection to a time when slavery was legal. Connection to a time when slavery was legal. An offensive symbol. Does anybody watching this video see the absolute stupidity in this statement, in this mentality? It is totally ridiculous. The fact of the matter is, if I get offended by something, I have the power over somebody, because if they allow me to project that on them and they react to it, they give me the power. If, for instance, if I'm telling you right now that I don't like the color of your pants and you freak out and go home and change clothes, who has the power? The person who objected to the color of the pants. There is no end to this. There is no ceiling to this. There is no cap to this stupidity, this ridiculousness. And all it's doing is just feeding the seed of racism to people and making people even more pissed off and separated. So there's some additional information that came out on this. It's from an article that I read on Fox News Sports, and it says, the headline, Arizona Governor Ducey to pull Nike plant incentives over reported Colin Kaepernick Betsy Ross flag flap. It goes on to say that Arizona Governor Doug Ducey announced Tuesday he is ordering the Arizona Commerce Authority to withdraw incentives for Nike building a manufacturing plant in the state. So that's pretty awesome. The fact that there's some people who are saying, you know what, enough is enough. And according to what I'm basically saying is that there has to be a ceiling to this. I don't know much about Kaepernick. I do know he comes from a mixed background, and I don't know what his family thinks about this. But to equate the original 13 colony flag to slavery is absolutely ridiculous. Was slavery existed in America at the time? Of course it was. I wonder if he wonders about the fact that the original intent of the the Declaration of Independence was to actually remove slavery altogether. But in order to get the states to come on board, they actually had to keep it intact because there was no way they're going to get a unanimous decision because of economic reasons and so forth. But they left the provision in there that it could be overturned because they fully expected slavery to be overturned. The original writings of the founding fathers, these people knew that slavery was a horrible thing, but they just didn't know how to get rid of it. And so I wonder if he has that kind of context in his mind, or is he just using this to exploit his own power hungry, I don't know what his thing is, but Colin Kaepernick, this is the most ridiculous thing I've seen. And here's the tweet here that he actually put out. I'm sorry, this is the quote from the tweet that the Wall Street Journal put out just today. It says, Colin Kaepernick reached out to Nike saying that he and others felt that the Betsy Ross flag is an offensive symbol because its connection to an era of slavery. In the statement, Nike said it chose not to release the shoe as it featured an old version of the American flag. Kaepernick kneeled during the national anthem in 2016 to protest racial injustice and police brutality in the United States. He has not played in the NFL since opting out of his contract after that season. Well, he's not playing in the NFL anymore because he pretty much sucked toward the end of his last year. I mean, he was not a good quarterback. If he was a good quarterback, teams would have been picking him up by now. But I think now, the fact that you have all this controversy, no team wants to touch this guy with a 10-foot pole, regardless of how talented he may be or potential he may have to a team. Nike still offers the Air Max 1 in red, white, and blue. I'm surprised they didn't ban red, white, and blue, saying that the shoe updates the legendary design of the patriotic colors. And I'm surprised the word patriot isn't an offensive term. According to the Journal, Nike asked retailers to send back the shoes to the U.S. flag on them. And at some point in time, the U.S. flag is going to be offensive. You know why? Because it resembles the Betsy Ross flag. Well, it still had 13 stars. This guy's a freaking complete idiot. The fact is, those 13 stars just represent the 13 colonies. Those 13 stripes that are there, red, white stripes, represent the 13 colonies. So why not ban the current American flag? It is absolutely ridiculous and stupid and asinine. So here's the ultimate irony. The fact is, these shoes are practically made for slave wages in overseas countries like China, and yet this guy here, Kaepernick, is upset because of a marketing plan, strategy, campaign to put the American flag, albeit the original American flag, on a shoe. Never mind that the shoes are made in countries, again, that practically impose slave labor. Only in America. It has nothing to do with slippery slope anymore. It's just everything is offensive. There's no cap to any of this stuff. It's ridiculous. So hey, please let me know in the comments below what you think. Are there any other ideas or symbols that existed before slavery was abolished that we could easily get rid of based on this premise that Mr. Colin Kaepernick, the wonderful genius he is, suggests? Let me know. I'll be curious. I don't know. Let's think about a few things. Let's think about, hey, how about the bald eagle? Is that racist? Hey, what about the IRS? That was founded in 1862. How about that? Oh, how about this? How about the Democrat Party? That was founded before slavery was abolished. This country has been such a powerhouse in freedom around the world and in this country. No, it's not perfect, but the opportunity and the potential for us to correct our wrongs through the Constitution, through amendments, through the Supreme Court and so forth has been a very, very positive experiment. And I think countries all over the world who have benefit from the fact that we have liberated them and have extended the flag of freedom all over is a testimony to all of that. Let me know what you think. Am I overreacting here? Is this ridiculous? Am I saying, Kyle, you're tripping? It's no different than the Confederate flag. We should ban that sort of thing. But my question to you is, if you believe that, comment below. But also tell me, what's the limit? What's the cap? Is there a limit to this insanity? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like the content on this channel where we take culture, TV, and movies and we filter it right, please hit that like and subscribe button and that bell icon so you don't miss any future content. And as always, check out some videos that I have right here.